Number one, we are officially a 2021 Premier team. And if you are a new coach or have no idea what that means, I had no idea what any of that was when I first started coaching. But it's a huge, huge accomplishment. We are one step closer to being an elite team, which is basically we are a team in the 0.05% of the company. So it's huge. And basically Premier is just right below there. But we are a team that is building high performing teams, and we are consistently generating significant income, which means we are helping people, we are changing lives, we are sharing what we love with others, and growing businesses. So that is huge. So we will be celebrated at Summit for it. We will be celebrated on the Success Club trip for it, and all through next year. But if we hit elite, then we are recognized as an elite team. So I'm actually going to post, there's an FAQ that goes over Premier, just so you guys can kind of understand it. There's 4 levels in growing for status, not like ranks, but it's team builder, team leader, Premier, elite. And a lot of you guys are really close to being team builders or team leaders right now. So don't ever think that these statuses and ranks are out of your reach, because they are absolutely not. So I will share that. And then I'll go over a few of the other things after we do content in case anybody else pops on. So let me just pull this up real quick. I thought I had Facebook open, but I guess I exited it out. Trying to get better about my tabs.
So do you only have like 20 open instead of like 500?
Look, I have seen Melanie Mitro's screen, and I don't want people to ever say anything about my screen ever again. She has like 5 million tabs open at all times. It's just because, like, for me, I will forget. Like, I have to keep certain things open to remember, like, oh, I got to go back to Facebook and like do X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, I will forget. All right, let me share my screen. So if you are a newer coach, in our team page, and actually I'll talk about this real quick. There is a file section over here, and this is where the content calendar is that we're going to go to. But Amanda also made this awesome banner. So this is when our team power hours are going to be. If you can do one, please let her know so she can edit it. They're all in Eastern Standard Time, and you can run them however you would like. Like if you just want to get on, just be like, okay, everybody just do a silent power hour, go for it. If you want to share your screen and play a power hour from any of the Team Beachbody champions, power hour YouTube videos, you can do that as well. Whatever works for you. And then this way it just gives people accountability. I know I need it. So this is going to be good to do for this week, and here on out we plan on doing it. But under file section here in the team page, which is Anchored by Fitness team page, I know there's a lot of groups. You will get used to it, trust me. There is the, scroll down more, 2020 Beachbody content calendar. And this is where we grab our content ideas to help us post and talk on our stories, and just kind of have a idea of what we can chat about. Then a lot of people struggle with, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say. So we'll go. All right, so we are in August, and today is the 16th. Holy moly. Also, so I have a Chic planner, which is one of my upline coaches created this. It's a content planner for the year. It also helps me track like my Facebook and my Instagram, how it's doing. So I can track like my followers, and I track if my post reach is up or down from the following week, and it helps me see what my followers are liking, and what kind of posts they're liking and content they're liking. So I track that. And then I also have a section here where I'll write down, as she goes over it, the date with the topic or what I want to be talking about. So that's how I do my planning. And then, yeah, you want to take it away, feel free.
Okay. So today is the 16th. So you're going to do something. Now, again, these are not things that you have to do. These are things that if you're new and you don't have any idea what to post on social media and you need an idea, these are good ideas to go from. So for the 16th, it's ask a question. So you ask your followers like a question or a prediction or an outcome of something. it doesn't have to be health and wellness related. It could be something as simple as like the other day I went to the doctor and I asked a question and I said, how much do you think Michaela weighs? And I did it in a question box, and people sent me guesses of how much they thought she weighed. It could be something as simple as like, you you want two things to eat for dinner today, but like have people help you decide, do you want pizza or a salad? And then like you have like it that people can click pizza or salad or so on and so forth. Or if there's like you're out today and you're shopping and there's a shirt you like, you can ask people like, which one do you think I bought, this one or this one? So it doesn't necessarily need to be health and wellness related. It could just be something as simple as just a question. I feel like sometimes we struggle with how do we post and it not be Beachbody related. Like this is a great example of how you can do that.
And you're
Like,
talking about like in your stories, right? Because I don't want people to get confused between like posts and like stories.
okay, yeah. So in your stories. So most of this stuff, guys, like can be, all this stuff is really like more of like your story content. You can turn this stuff into one of your squares, but this is really good content for like your stories to use. And you can have it correlate with something in one of your squares, like your 9 squares on Instagram. And by 9 squares, I mean like the feed that you see on Instagram. But this is like for your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories. Something else that you can do is we have our coach sneak peek on August 24th. So later on tonight, I'm going to go into my stories and I'm going to talk about the coaching opportunity. And then I'm going to invite to the What is Coaching Happy Hour sneak peek. I'll repost the slides that I made because I have one for 824 that like says like, if you want to join the 824 call, comment below. So I'll repost that. And then we're going to move on to tomorrow. So tomorrow it's recognize a coach or a challenger. So someone that's doing something really well in their health and wellness journey, you could shout them out on social media. It could even be something as simple. I do this a lot where I go on the actual Fit Bod Squad on Facebook or the Bod Squad on the app group. And I just either screen record scrolling through it and showing people's accountability, or I go onto Facebook and I will go, like Jenna's made a lot of transformation posts, and I'll scroll through all the different transformation posts and I'll shout out how like we have so many different women in our community, all different shapes and sizes, all different parts of their health and wellness journey, and everybody's doing so well, like mainly because we hold each other accountable and check in with one another. So that's a way that you could talk about recognizing a coach or challenger. And then I would also definitely suggest at the end of that, then you can invite people to join your next MBF challenge group or what have you. I know Jenna made slides last night on her stories where she was saying she was taking a second enrollment on August 24th. So you could say like you're opening up new enrollment, even though we don't have new groups opening. It's just consistent groups that are open that we're inviting to. So that's something else that you could do on the 17th. Again, this is not just the only thing you're posting on your stories, but this is like in addition to like if you're posting drinking your shake or having your energize or getting a workout in, or you took your dog for a walk or whatever. So this is what you would do on the 17th if you need an idea for accountability. On Tuesday, it's share an inspiring quote, which I feel like everybody has such an easy time with. What I would suggest to you guys is don't just throw up the quote. What I would suggest is either talk about why you're going to share a quote and then put the quote up and then like have people agree with it, like 100% yes, I agree with this or whatever. And then, or you could do something like you put the quote up and then you go in and you're talking about why that quote means something to you or whatever. It doesn't need to be serious. It doesn't need to be like some like, oh my God, what an uplifting, enlightening quote. It could be something like, I don't know, like it could even be something silly and funny about mom life, like whatever. and then like go in and I could say something like, so like, let's say I found a quote about like moms run on like 3 hours of sleep, but like can still function or something like that. And then I go in and I talk about like how I've been up all night and I'm so tired, but thank God I have my mama punch, and I grab my mama punch and I'm holding my mama punch. Like that's also talking about like energize without saying the word energize, and then saying something like, you know, thank God I'm at least focusing on my nutrition right now because I can't work out. So like, again, like even though you're not inviting to your challenge group, you're saying these things and you're saying these words that people are going to start to hear and be like, oh, she must be doing something, and so on and so forth. That was Tuesday, right? Tuesday is also our team call day. So if you're a new coach and you're listening to this, like that's our team wide call. So no matter who your upline is, whether it be me or Jenna or Kate or Hannah or anybody else that has coaches in their downline, we all do a team power hour at 8 p.m. Eastern, power hour at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then if you're an Emerald coach or higher, we do something together at 7:10, right? 7:15.
Yeah, we've been doing it earlier because we're trying to do more training
stuff. Yeah. So we'll obviously, Jenna will post that in that pod on Tuesday. Wednesday is Women Crush Wednesday. So this is sharing your favorite Beachbody supplement. So I think I have slides. I think Kim P has made slides before that we can share. Or guys, like it could be just as simple as something as like, don't ever use the word energize in your stories. Because you want to have like curiosity marketing. You want people to want to ask you what you're, bless you, sweetheart. Ask you what you're drinking and doing.
I had a girl literally one time Google Jiggle Juice and she's like, I can't find it. Like, so that's why, like Amanda's saying, like you want people to ask you because they'll go and Google it or they'll look it up on Amazon or they'll just buy it off of Beachbody and then they get assigned another coach. So yeah, same thing with Shakeology, Recover, anything. Have them ask you, you know.
I've had people ask me like in stories, like, what is that mama punch that you drink? So, and I had actually a mom message me last night. All the breastfeeding moms like message me at like these random ass hours because they know I'm awake. And she was like, I need to hop on this mama punch wagon. Like, are you really jittery when you're done drinking it? Like, I can't be bouncing off the walls with a newborn and a toddler, because I have a lot of moms that follow me that are now like moms of 2 under 2. Okay, so that's what you want to do, is you want to share like what it is. So you can call it whatever you want. Some people call it mama punch, jiggle juice. Some people call it mom crack or unicorn crack, or like there's all these weird names for, you can call it whatever you want.
You can come up with your own name. Like totally, yeah. One thing I did, I just want to mention this real quick, is I did a post the other day. It was like favorite things that we talked about, and I talked about my favorite things. And at the end, it was actually me holding a Solo cup with a bevy in it. And at the end, I just like put like how bevies are one of like my new favorite things. Like drop a comment below or whatever if you're interested. And I've had a lot of people add bevies on to like their orders and stuff. Just because I'm just, like Amanda said, just showing it, like having my, you know, my tea supplement, my pomegranate berry, whatever. You could do the same thing with Energize, Shakeology, Recover. You know, Jiggle Juice just became a thing for me. So.
Which, side note, if you are a mom that's breastfeeding or a mom that's interested, I know Kim P had talked to her aunt is a gynecologist, I think. But on top of that, I like had a huge mom brain fart. One of the ingredients in bevies is brewer's yeast peptides. And if you're not familiar with brewer's yeast actually helps to, brewer's yeast helps to produce lactation. So, sorry, we're having a spit up issue over here. So brewer's yeast helps to produce lactation. So if you have a mom that's interested, like Kim's aunt, who's a gynecologist and is like very strict of what Kim takes in, like 100% approve the bevies. But then in addition, you can mention to people that it has brewer's yeast peptides. You're okay. I know, it's all right. It's all right. It was embarrassing, but you're okay. Um, and then, like I said, the brewer's yeast peptides produce lactation. So that's a good thing to have as well and be able to share with people if you were not familiar with that. It's actually something that a lot of people who make stuff, like when my sister was making me chocolate chip cookies and she made me these like blueberry pancakes, like she purchased brewer's yeast peptides to put into that stuff. Okay, Wednesday is also Women Crush Wednesday. So that's when you make your TikTok and you share your video in any of the team chats of like you drinking your Energize or your Shakeology or getting a workout in and so on and so forth. Also on Wednesday, if you are a coach and you're pushing to Emerald, most of your upline coaches hold Coach to Emerald calls. So I know Jenna hosts one. I know I host one. I don't know if Kate R does on Wednesdays or not. But anyway, so just talk to your upline and ask which call you should be going on Wednesdays if you're trying to push from Coach to Emerald. The other thing that I'd like to do on Wednesdays, again, another example, you don't need to do all this stuff, but another example of something you could do on Wednesdays is, because it's Women Crush Wednesday, you could talk about your community, you could talk about our team, and then you can invite to coaching. You should try to invite to coaching once every day, whether it's a direct, very obvious way or indirect way. It could be something as simple as like you're just sharing your community and then saying like, would you be interested in checking out our coach sneak peek on 8/24? Or it could be something as simple as like, is this something that you feel like you need in your life or something like that? There are a lot of people out there that need to have positive people around them, that need people that are going to be doing a healthy lifestyle with them. There are people that don't have a lot of family or friends around them, and like people need communities like this, and you know, you need to not be greedy and not share that. You need to share that so people have the opportunity to look at that. Thursday's Throwback Thursday. So it could be a picture of, now if you haven't been with Beachbody long, you don't have a huge transformation, a lot of it could just be like a mindset transformation. So I know that there are some people that tell me like, oh my gosh, actually I was talking to one of my newer coaches, Yovanka. She just became a certified portion control coach. And she was saying something about like the portion control, how she was like so surprised with the portion control. So that could even just be like a Throwback Thursday thing that you do too, where you say something like, I used to think that this amount of food was okay to eat. And like you show a picture that you like find on Google. And then you're like, but really I should have been eating this. And then you find another picture on Google, or maybe it's like a picture of your food that you ate that night or something. And then you say, you know, like, thanks to my Fit Bod Squad, my health and wellness community, I've been able to find more balance with portion control. So there are so many different ways to do a Throwback Thursday post. It doesn't necessarily need to be a picture of you. You know, for example, for me, I am not working out right now. So like I will probably do a food post. A lot of people even do like face to face. So like they'll show a picture of their face and then another picture of their face. Because honestly, sometimes when you start eating, not sometimes, most of the time when you start eating healthier, your skin will actually start to look better. So that's something else you can talk about. I know that my coach, Steph Lopez, who's on here, she told me she used to drink like 5,000 gajillion cups of coffee a day before she started drinking Energize once a day. Now she only drinks like 2 cups of coffee a day, like morning, night, and then like her Energize. So that's even like a transformation post in and of itself. Like, thanks to, you know, my Mama Punch, I don't drink 5,000 cups of coffee a day anymore because I get all the plant-based energy I need earlier in the morning. So I'm not continuing to like have coffee with like cream and sugar and all this other like crap that you would normally put in it. So that's another example for Throwback Thursday ideas. I know I just threw a lot out at you, but like, you know, some of you that need those extra ideas, yeah, that's a good idea to do it. And then right from there, you can invite to a challenge group. So you can say like, you know, do you feel like what's you like, I don't know, maybe you say something like, what's something that you wish was part of your Throwback Thursday that you could say a month from now is something that you did a month before that was unhealthy? Would you be interested in joining our health and wellness community? Something like that. Plain and simple, to the point. Yeah. And then Friday is Feel Good Friday. So you make a post video on TikTok, same thing like you do for Women Crush Wednesday, share it in all the groups. And then this is sharing a healthy meal. So this could be something as simple as you finding a picture online and sharing it out. It could be an example of you going onto like the Beachbody blog. If you don't know what it is, it's beachbodyblog.com. Finding a picture of a recipe you like, putting it up on your stories and saying, who's interested in this? You know, like, are you interested in getting this free recipe? And then like have people click yes or no, and then give them the link so that they can have the free recipe. And or if you're someone who does a flow desk, which I know some of you don't know what that is, and please don't panic if you don't know. It could be something as like, do you want this free recipe? Drop your email below so I could send it to you, and then you can make a flow desk and send out that recipe. And then like, you know, again, later on, you can go in your stories and you could talk about like how, you know, focusing on nutrition has been really big for you on your health and wellness journey, and you learn this in your community, and then you could go into inviting to a challenge group again. And then last but not least, Saturday is Get Personal. So photo or video of you engaging in your favorite activity or hobby. So it doesn't need to be like you're working out, even though like you love working out. Like it could be something that you're cooking. I know that, I'm trying to think, like Jenna loves her dogs. So like maybe it's something that she's outside with her dogs, or like a picture with her dogs or something like that. And then she talks about like, you know, her dogs and like why she likes being an animal lover and stuff like that. And then like talking to that audience, like that audience of animal lovers that are going to relate to her. It could be something as simple as like, I don't know. I really, really, really like doing things that are obviously educationally related to like sensory things for my kids. So I might show like a picture of something that I'm doing with Eliza and then go in and talk about it and stuff like that. So those are just some examples that you can do. It doesn't necessarily need to be Beachbody related. But also on Saturday at some point, I would definitely suggest talking about the coaching opportunity again. It's Saturday, so a lot of people, if you look at your story views, there are more people watching your stories on the weekends than the weekdays because more people are sitting on the couch scrolling. So you want to make sure that you're like showing up and still making posts in your stories and things like that. Sharing about coaching and so on and so forth, because we'll have the coach sneak peek on Monday. Jenna?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say too, on Instagram, if you see it's updated, there's like reels now that you can do. So what I've been doing is, and I don't usually keep them on my feed because people can still see them in the news feed, but I've been putting like my TikToks on there because people love my TikToks. So like that's been getting like a lot of engagement. So also what I think I'm going to start doing is I love sharing my workout videos, but like I'm very particular about what my feed looks like because you do want it to be aesthetically pleasing. And I do take these topics and most of them I'll like transfer them into a post. So for example, Throwback Thursday, it could be, yes, a transformation. I'm at Success Club. So right now I'm really focusing on recruiting and coaching because we do have our coach sneak peek on the 24th. So it could be something like I did something similar last week, but I talked about like how, you know, I remember sitting at the bakery, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and working from my dad's bakery in between customers, being covered in like powdered sugar and smelling like a donut, and talk about how my life has transformed over these last 7 years as a coach. And do a call to action to, even if it hasn't been that long, like just, I know some of you guys were discount coaches before you really became working coaches. Like where were you mentally then? And, you know, I said, me and Danielle were talking about this the other day. She was like telling her friend about me and she's like, who's that? Like, she's not in our friend group. So like how we like the friendships that we've just grown from this community as well. Like just those little things like people will connect with. Because for me, I didn't have a big girlfriend group in high school. So just those little things that really have transformed your life. And like I tell people, take a blank sheet of paper out and just make a list. Like, where were you before Beachbody? It could be coaching or your chat, like health and fitness wise, and where are you now? And like use those as topics for some of your stories when you're speaking in your stories or when you're making an actual post. But yeah, the reels, those are cool. So I'm gonna start, I think, like sharing some of my workouts and like posting reels of them. Because who knows? We were watching To Tell the Truth yesterday, and the girl who created slime video on YouTube just like randomly blew up one day, and now she lives in a mansion. So you never know if you have a video that's gonna blow up one day. Also, Team Cup. Obviously, it is Team Cup month. So if you are on a Team Cup, make sure you guys are, even if you're not the captain, it's never too late to level up. If you've been struggling this month, like ask for help, say something, go in there, be inspirational, be motivational, pick each other up. Even though I'm the leader of this team, there's sometimes I need that extra accountability, believe me. So make sure that you just are being a team player. You know, we are Team Beachbody. It is Team Cup for a reason. Also, if you are the captain, make sure you're checking the emails and you're sending the screenshots of like where everybody's at with their points, just so people know, and we can work to help everybody hit Success Club this month. That's a non-negotiable. Also, I went over Power Hours, MBFA. So I am finishing MBF for the second time. I'm not just going to stop, because MBFA comes out on Monday on Beachbody On Demand for anybody who has purchased it. So for me, I know a lot of my girls, we're finishing this last week of MBF strong. I want to go through 2 rounds, and we're going to start MBFA on the 24th. So I actually am going to make a whole separate group for MBFA on the BOD app. And I will post in both of the BOD groups and our Fit BOD squad and our chat with the link for people to join it, just because we do have like 2 MBF groups, 2 test groups, and I want them to come together to do MBFA. And since we all should be on track, we should all be finishing around the same time. So we will have an MBFA group that will start on the 24th, and I will make it probably this weekend. Promo codes, if you have not used your promo codes, you still have them, but you will get, whatever you use, you'll get refilled tomorrow. So you have to use, if you have some left, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go follow up with some people who I know I was talking to about challenge packs, completion packs. I sent emails out to, and I'm just going to let them know, like, hey, I have 2 promo codes left. Like, they're only good till today, even though they're not. I'll just tell them I got them refilled. Like, it's that fear of missing out. People are either going to pull the trigger or they're not. So that is what I'm doing with promo codes. And then also progress pictures for 10 rounds. A lot of people are not sharing them anymore. If you are doing 10 rounds, yes, MBF. Too many dang programs. I don't know why I said 10 rounds. MBF, make sure you are, it doesn't matter how big or small, I have been sharing every week my progress, and I even been blowing myself away with the progress I made, but people see it, and we as coaches need to be showing everybody that's following us, watching us, that we are being consistent, or that we struggled this week, we ate too much, like whatever, but I'm still tracking my results. I'm still doing the workouts. And I know only a few of us shared them last week. So once again, if you're growing this business, you have to do the hard things. And also,
I don't want to cut you off, but I will say a lot of people are engaging because we're showing the progress this time instead of just the like first and after. People are like, oh my God, you're getting me so amped up, all of your progress and blah, 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 blah. So I think that was a really good move. Showing it this time around.
Yeah, and that's what we do at 80 Day Obsession. It was kept the momentum going. So please help us continue to show our community with sharing your progress pictures. And then also another thing is posting in groups. Amanda, I don't know if you want to share your like story about that.
So I lost a discount coach last week. And I lost her because she said that the community was not what I was portraying it to be. She said that she felt like, bless you, sweetheart. She felt like the Facebook group was the group that had the like support and the people sharing and like cheering people on, but she felt like the BOD groups were just people logging their workouts. So I know that we're not all in the BOD groups. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not in the BOD groups. I am not really active in them at all, like 0%. But in return, I make a very big what's the word I'm looking for? Effort. I make a lot of effort to go into the Fit Bod Squad and like people's stuff, even if I don't have time to comment on stuff because like I'm breastfeeding and I'm doing it on the opposite side, so I'm using my left hand or something. I just go in and
back though. You always go back.
Yeah. So, and I know that Jenna's talked about this, but in the earlier days, guys, like in the way earlier days when Jenna and I first started our health and wellness journey, when Jenna and I brought on challengers, when we put them into a group, it was a group that only Jenna and I were running. So instead of having 600 and something people in a group, there were like 10 or 12 people in a group, and you had no choice but to go in there every single day and like people's stuff, because if you didn't, literally no one would like it. So I know that there are 100% more than 10 coaches on this team, but there are some people that only get 5 or 10 likes on their photos. And I'm not trying to be whatever, but if you guys notice, the people that get the most interaction when they post are the coaches that post the most. So when I invite someone, I get a ton of interaction on my posts because I'm in that group a lot. I know that Jenna gets a lot of interaction, and so on and so forth. So if you want that group to be a safe place for people, whether it be Facebook or bod groups, you need to share on both. Because again, there are some people that like, I'm like Steph Lopez does not go, she doesn't really use Facebook a lot. So like the other day I was like, I did that mental health check-in, which I plan on doing today because everybody really liked that. And I said to Steph, because it was actually Steph's idea. And I said to Steph, oh, I used your idea on Facebook. And she goes, oh, I don't even really go on Facebook. I don't even know what you're talking about. And I was like, I tagged you in it. So like, that's a great example of why the bod groups need to be like a mirror of what we're seeing on Facebook in the Fit Bod Squad, because there are people that want that accountability of the Facebook group, but don't like Facebook, don't have Facebook, don't use Facebook. So if you are someone in the bod groups, you know, I think like we want to make sure that it's even. And I know we've talked about this a lot, like make it a point to pick one that you want to, if it's too much to do both, fine. Pick one that you want to be married to and like use that one and like own it and be in that group. Don't just sign up a challenger and then buy, because that's what other people and other multi-level marketing companies do. And that's not what we're about. We're genuinely about helping people. And it, you know, if you're checking with your challengers privately, that's really great and that's awesome. But there are some people in the Fit Bod Squad that like thrive off of people saying you're doing an awesome job. And the more people that tell them that they're doing an awesome job, the more they're going to want to continue with their journey, and the more they're going to feel inspired. And you never know how they could transform into like an amazing coach on this team that could help bring on other people that maybe we can't reach. So that's why it's so important to like be in the groups and be active and so on. And yeah, so I lost a coach last week, and yeah, and I took it like really hard, and I like called Jenna and I was like, I feel like so whatever, I feel like I'm like putting on airs to like my social media now. And she's like, no, like, you know, I mean, like we had a conversation about it. We were like, you know, she was probably looking for a way out, but she is kind of right in a certain sense. So that's why we wanted to bring this. I know we talk about it a lot, but this is why we wanted to bring it to everybody's attention.
And I'll keep talking about it if I have to. But the thing is, you know, I really try to be in both. And when I bring people on, I say, okay, I got a Facebook group and I have a bod group. I say, I use both just because I like tracking my workout. Like I feel good, like yeah, track my workout, track my shake, log this, log that, like I love that. So I post in both, but like I will sit on my computer and I will go through all the groups, and I will love on everybody's stuff. And I know I have one challenger, she's actually a discount coach. She's thinking about becoming a coach, Corinne. She's in there actually like typing like paragraphs about how she's feeling. And she sent me a message and she's like, I love the community and the group and the accountability. So like she thrives off of that. And I know I did too when I first started. But just like Amanda said, when we first started this business, I would run groups and then I would start a new one every month and add people. I have to go in there and I have to put, and like, my coach actually bought the content for this month, believe it or not. And I'm in there scheduling the posts. Like I'm going and making the posts every day. So people are always seeing me, but you know, it's our job. Like this isn't something that we should tell you to do. Like this is part of being a coach. And like Amanda said, you know, this is the community we want to have because we want people to come in and we want people to post and feel comfortable. And not like if I posted something and it was like a transformation post or just even like I feel great and nobody even like engaged in it, that would make me feel like crap. So imagine how these people who have just started this journey would feel. So just some tough love on that. And then I think that was it. I had a whole list of things I wanted to bring up. Are there any questions? And just remember, if you are on like the Beachbody On Demand app, you have to make sure you go into the group on the phone, set it up. And if you do invite anybody, you need me to let me, if you're not an admin, I got to make you an admin to add people. But basically the only group we're inviting to right now is the MBF August group. And then I'll just show you guys real quick. The Fit Bod Squad is like just our ongoing group. And then the MBF group. But some people that are already accepted, make sure you go in, like if you have anybody you've invited and see if they're still invited, which means they have not joined yet, to make sure they get in there and they join. All right. Anything else? Questions, comments, concerns? All right, well, that's it. Let's take a picture. Susie, softball get canceled? Rain? Yeah, same here. I mean, no softball, but softball got canceled because of COVID. All right, everybody smile. Cute. All right, guys, thank you for being on, and let's have an awesome week. So remember,
I'm doing a power hour at 9 o'clock. So I will post the link in Inspire Fitness at 9. I don't have a paid subscription, so when our time starts to run out, I'll send a new link.
all right.
All right, guys, have a good Sunday.
Sunday.
Yesterday, that's okay. Yesterday in my home run fitness group, it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I wrote, "Hey guys, good morning. How's it going?" And then I was like, "Whoop, it's not morning. It's actually 8 o'clock at night."
I do that all the time though. I'm like, "Happy Friday," and they're like, on my one post like a few weeks ago, and you were like, "It's Thursday." I'm like, "Oh yeah, happy Thursday." I don't even have kids, so. All right, guys, have a great Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.